Tell me about the big top.
Oh my God.
It's
Oh my
you know what
God.
my favorite.
Okay. So, do you remember when everyone overhyped Rock Lee versus Gara? And it was the
Yeah,
only thing that actually delivered on the overhype in the history of
absolutely. Yeah, no, I understand.
right? You're like, you all overhyped this, and when I watched it, it delivered on the overhype.
It wasn't enough.
You actually undersold it, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Everyone talking about how bad Turnabout Big Top is in Phoenix Wright 2 Justice for All. Non-stop all day as we played it, we're just going on about how this is the worst case in the game.
It's the worst case in the series.
You undersold how bad it is.
Okay, so here's the thing. It is the worst case in the series. I think that is a factually true statement. What people telling you that what doesn't get across is that it's like more than like twice as bad as the second worst case in this series. Like it's the only one I can think off the top of my head of, wow, that case is fucking terrible.
And you know what the cherry on top is? When I asked musingly to the air, what do the developers of this game have to say about this? Because surely they must know how people feel about it all this time later. To only hear back from everyone, Shu Takumi in interviews has said that it's his favorite case in the series.
That's really funny.
Isn't that psychotic?
That's real.
Isn't that deranged?
That's wild, dude.
It's the most deranged thing you could have told me as a little cherry on top to this case. So we finally finished it after all this time. And I mean, it took 3, maybe 4 grueling sessions. I forget how long, but it's a big chunk of the episode so far.
Every part of it is awful. The are awful. The story is awful. The twist is awful.
So right away, you're like, okay, we're going to the circus. This can be really annoying or fine, depending on how you feel about clowns or whatever. Sure. You're going to beat a bunch of clown characters and circus characters and stuff, and it's fine. But
that's what you would expect.
You know, immediately you're like, okay, here's this. And then you're like, okay, some of these are annoying, right? This girl is pretty annoying. This ventriloquist, not great. And then you have the weird factor of going, oh, God damn it, she's 16 and everyone's like running after her, right? This is just like product of time and bad.
The GBA game was made in the 90s, back when that was in vogue.
Unfortunate product of time means that everyone here is just chasing after this 16-year-old. And like later on in the case, when new characters get introduced, they're also chasing after her. There is a it
was the style at the time.
There is a last minute character that gets introduced in the case that's also going after her, and he looks her age, but they instead just said, no, actually he's in his mid-20s. And like, you didn't have to do that, or his early 20s rather. You didn't have to do that. You could have just said they're the same. Like, there's nothing. He looks young, you know?
No, they did have to do that.
Doesn't matter. The length of the investigations in this case are infuriating.
They're really long because it's the third case out of 4, right? So it's crazy long.
It takes forever to scrape through every room of the fucking tent and the right? And you're pushing through because you're like, okay, you know the investigation pacing of this, and eventually you find things. Plus, the new mechanic with the psyche locks is slowing it down even more. Whatever. Holy shit, when you get introduced to the anti-gameplay that is like, the clowns have their own rules, and the rule of clown is do not press their statements. If you press the clown statement, you take damage.
I completely forgot about that.
And you're like, well, hold on a minute, Woolie. Isn't pressing statements the entire mechanic of the game?
It's like 80%, 90%. Yeah.
Why, yes, actually, it is. Pressing statements and then presenting the correct evidence. And now you go, no, stop playing the game. And these are all jokes. Just go into the hard evidence and just make wild accusations. Cool. All right, fine. The logic of the game is it should be.
This is going to be real trial and error.
So it was annoying doing that and hitting the thing where the game said, hey, stop playing me, right? All of this is just, we're like fucking rubbing our eyes and just getting so drained on the case. And like, you know, the voices we're having fun with because it's fun to do some clown shoe shit and it's fun to do some, you know, all these different characters or whatever. Me and Reggie are having a blast with that part at the very minimum. And then the actual twist occurs in the case, dude. And like, for all the things I was telegraphing it could be, and then I'm like, no, wait, think about it being dumber, because this is a Phoenix Wright case, right? So I'm ready for, and I'm going to spoil Big Top in description, obviously, here. It's a fucking super old game. All right. I was very, very ready for two things.
Oh, can you give me a second?
Sure thing. BRB? Okay, so I'm going to spoil Big Top.
Oh no.
I was ready for the case to be a one where you have a perpetrator who is actually different from the others because he doesn't panic and he has no tell pixel. He has no like crack frame, which I think is really cool. I like the idea of someone who's just like stalwart and believes in what they've done and is trying to get off, but doesn't have the guilt or at the very least is not showing the insanity that we've gotten from everyone else so far, right?
Right, where they have this massive generational crash out.
Love that about that. And I was ready for them to have a pretty elaborate sequence where, you know, they got a statue, they got a rope, they got a cape, and then they did this big bonk and pulled it all back up, right?
Yeah.
They committed a sky crime. And then everybody saw something that they couldn't explain, and then that was the end of the night, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like, but then you're like, wait, but that doesn't explain the cape and the placement and all that stuff. And so you're trying to use everything you can. You're like the weather, the when Mo woke up, and then the game has the whole thing it always does, which is bluff until you figure it out. Right, you're not supposed to know, so bluff, and then Phoenix will
make it till you make it.
Phoenix will turn about, right? And it has the cutscene of the fucking statue dropping, bonking him or the victim on the head, and then you see the cape go whoop, and land in the most insane cartoonish way possible. And it's like that stupid fucking sequence was supposed to be one that we were gonna infer in any way, shape, or form. Fuck this whole thing. Like, you wasted our time with the worst characters, the worst gameplay, the most annoying sequence. The shit won't end. The whole time the creeps are showing up out of the woodwork, and you're like, dear God, just get this fucking thing over with. And when it finally comes down to it and the gameplay is being taken away from you, they have the gall to make the thing you couldn't figure out and piece together a complete Looney Tunes moment in a game where you already expect some level of Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I fucking went, I walked, I got up, I had to take 5, you know? I had to take 5. Like, we both just needed to stand up on that. It fucking sucks, dude.
It's not good, dude.
And it's so bad that it actively makes me hate the entire IP of Phoenix Wright more for its existence. Knowing now that the next case is going to bring it back and that there's going to be other good shit coming, I'm in for the long ride. But this drags down the average and it feels bad.
So the worst part about this discussion is that you're completely right. But that next case is pretty great.
Okay. The stinger was cool. The stinger was very cool.
I don't want to overhype it, but It's pretty great.
So
You'll never forget your time at the big top.
Okay.
But
the stinger,
it'll make it hurt less.
The stinger was phenomenal. And it felt really good to see it. But I will, like, there was a moment in Big Top where, like, I don't know, somewhere in the crash out, I had a feeling that I had to explain, which was, I'm playing this like on stream and, you know, experiencing it, and we're going through this, and I'm feeling it. But there's always a level where when things are being insane and horrible, I'm able to laugh at it from a content creation perspective.
Sure, like, oh, this is so dumb.
Right?
Ah, it's crazy.
And you know
like
what?
a birdemic trash shit.
And I will credit the old channel. I'll credit best friends and everything from the past with when we came in to bugs and bullshit because of our QA background, especially, where finding a bug is awesome, we would celebrate those moments, whereas other channels would be like, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Bad
Whoops,
game.
sorry everybody, let's restart it. And you're like, no, look at it, look at the shit, it's so bad. Get a fucking magnifying glass out, write that bug up, it's great, take lunch. You know, and so that celebratory thing, there's a part of me that still can do that, but this case was making it so that I'm like, the worst possible thing is starting to happen, where I'm checking out. I feel checked out. It's so bad that I'm not even being entertained by it. I'm actively like, I don't care anymore about what's happening on the screen, and that's the death knell, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So Phoenix Wright will continue, not this week, but next week.
It's wild to me because, like, your experience with Turnabout Big Top is in front of this big audience, and it's in front of, like, it's being recorded for posterity, and you're like a 40-year-old man. And my experience of Big Top Turnabout was sitting next to you more than 20 years ago with my DS Lite, going, man, this fucking case sucks. While you were talking to somebody about like Gundam or fighting games or some shit.
Wild that it's his favorite case. Favorite. That has to be like a defense mechanism to, like,
maybe
to throw people off the scent. You know, that's Itsuno saying, yeah, actually DMC2 is my favorite Devil May Cry game.
No, he would never say that.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's just to keep him off the fucking scent.